And then we were looking at this game I'm making. Pretty simple for now. We've got the basic, home-brewed controls from Unreal, and then we've got our begin play, which sets our walking speed and sets our flashlight off. We have a sprinting system, which allows us, when the button is pressed, to set the walk speed higher and then return it lower. There's a stamina and recovery system, so basically this calls in your walking speed, checks if you're sprinting. Basically, if you're sprinting, which would be this path up here, it says, hey, you're sprinting. If you're not sprinting, it will check. It also reduces your stamina by 1 every time this counter ticks. If you're not sprinting, it goes into a little complex situation here where it checks your stamina you have left as an integer, truncating it as an integer, dividing it by 10. So if you have 20, it'll go into 2. If you have 10, it goes to 1. You have 0, 0. And the reason is, if you hit your stamina all the way down to 0 here, it takes a lot longer for the stamina to recover. Basically 1 every 0.75 seconds, and then 1 every 5, and then 1 every 0.5, and then it goes back to its full speed. I'm going to actually make this 0.15. That's a little ludicrous. Compile this again. Now, if we go down here, we've got the event tick, which basically runs this entire system. Every tick it'll check. And then we have the tick for the flashlight. Now, the actual flashlight controls are down here. If you press the key, it flip-flops, turns it on or turns it off. Up here, we've got the flicker effect for the flashlight. So basically, this just says, hey, is the flashlight out? And if it says, oh yeah, the flashlight went out, it plays your flickers. Now, the second that it says, no, the flashlight didn't go out, it stops the flickers and starts the flashlight off. And, well, obviously we know what happens if the flashlight off. If the flashlight's not off, it has to be on. And it starts the whole flashlight on scenario here. And then down here we have the flashlight battery. Right now, the only way to power the flashlight is by winding it. I'm adding batteries after this. So the winding is basically, there's a key you press, which is R, to recharge. And every time you press the key, it reduces your stamina by, well, you know what? 5 is 5. I'm gonna make it 10, because your stamina comes back pretty quick in this game. So every time you press it, it takes away 5 stamina, or 10 stamina, adds 5 battery. The reason this is useful is because, well, you don't want your batteries to die, because that's fucking scary in a horror game. So we've kind of looked at all these. Let's go ahead and just really quickly, this is your light flicker. Let's go ahead and look really quickly at the character we have here that I've made. He has a camera for a head. It's kind of like a weird, fucked up Teletubby. His name is Frank. He's a good guy, just kind of lost. You have your flashlight strapped to your forehead, because that's how every game has to work, apparently. I was actually debating on locking the flashlight to the hand, and I might still do that. Now, if we come into our actual game here, we've got the basic Unreal map that I just kind of added a couple light bulbs to. I'm going to actually move this guy over to the corner here. Give us a nice big corner to play in that's all dark and spucky. So when we start, the green numbers going down the side are the stamina. This is a good way to show you guys how this works. So it says 100% right now. So if I sprint 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 1,000, 11, 1,000, 12, 1,000, 13, about 13 seconds. Now notice how when I'm walking, it's going up very slowly. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it's going faster. And then, it's going faster. And then it's going to hit 30. It's going faster. And then this is basically your stamina recovery speed. So if you were to push yourself to exertion in real life, it would take you a little longer to catch your breath than if you just kind of went for a jog. Same concept. Now, we had a system where if you held still, it went back up really quickly, but we took it out because, if you recall, our flashlight, which is now out of battery. So when the flashlight is out of battery, you have a couple options. You can hit F and turn it off, and it will not regenerate battery. Although that's an extremely good idea. I'm going to add that. But when it's out of battery, it's not completely out of battery. It'll still be a use to you. See, I can still very vaguely make out walls. It's just a lot creepier and the light flickers. Now, if I tap R, you'll notice that the stamina starts recounting. Because what's happening is I'm taking, as I said, 10 stamina, but now watch. I will not be able to recharge. Oh, actually I will. Be able to completely recharge the battery. So there's the flashlight doing its thing. Being a flashlight, and then it dies. And then as you can see here, it just sits. There it goes. So now you hit R, you can recharge. And there it goes. Oh, there we go. Oh, baby. Full power brightness. That's what we were looking for. This isn't how fast the flashlight will die. You will get about 200 seconds out of the flashlight. So realistically speaking, you could just tap R once in a blue moon and keep your flashlight fully powered. Let's see. I don't have any sound effects yet. This is kind of the core basic concepts of the game. No health implementation. Next thing I'm going to do is the HUDs.